Could you explain how non-living matter became alive?
Life began about 3.7 billion years ago. Simple molecules formed and combined under the right conditions, which eventually developed into the first living cell.
But how did these molecules develop into a cell? How did the molecules form? What were the right conditions you described, and how do we know that they existed?
So it sounds like no one is sure how these building blocks of life, energy, genetic information, and a cell with a membrane, appeared on Earth and combined to create life.
Well, scientists are working diligently to prove how life began. They even set up the Miller-Urey experiments to try and replicate just how life got started.
But didn't the Miller-Urey experiments begin in 1952? Since their experiments started in the 50s, we've gone to the moon, had serious medical advances, and invented the internet. All the while, no progress has been made on the origin of life.
You're forgetting that these experiments did result in forming an amino acid.
Yeah, even if an amino acid could be formed naturally, that's still a long ways off from a living cell. And hydrothermal and primordial soup theory neglect to address the fact that water breaks down protein structures rather than helping them form. And not every amino acid is functional and can form a protein.
Given millions of years, the amino acids had time to correctly form into a protein and eventually cell.
Time actually works against this theory. Many of the chemicals needed for life are not thermodynamically stable, such as carbohydrates, and they decompose in a relatively short amount of time.
Because these organic chemicals would continue to decompose, nature would continually have to start over. But why would it start over? Did it have a mind to know what it was working towards? Did it keep track of the things that went wrong to make adjustments?
The odds of a functional protein occurring by chance are 1/10 to the 164th power. That's basically impossible, and that's only one of the many things needed to form a living cell. The probability that abiogenesis, that life started from non-life, is 0.
Even if scientists had all the components to create a living cell, they wouldn't even know the first step in how to assemble it. If the most brilliant minds can't do it, how could a blind, chance-driven process have created life?
Well, it's asking a lot for scientists to be able to know all of the answers when many of the things you brought out happened millions, if not billions of years ago.
I think it's asking a lot for us to believe that non-living matter became alive when it's based on claims that have been both mathematically and scientifically disproved.
Let me ask you something. How did the non-living matter suddenly came alive? Scientists say that life started 3.7 billion years ago. Nobody knows how simple molecules turned into the first living cell. Even the first Miller-Urey experiment in 1952 only made an amino acid. And that's still nowhere near life. A cell needs energy, information, and membranes. And the chances of even one functional protein forming by accident? 1 in 10 to the power 164. Basically impossible. Even today, with our technology, we can't create life from scratch. So how could blind chemistry do it? The truth is, the origin of life is still science's biggest mystery. Think about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.